Hey everybody, today's video is sponsored by Vikings War of Clans. It's a very fun game. It's the most addictive game I've played recently. Vikings War of Clans feels like those top strategy games from the 90s and 2000s, but finally on mobile and in 3D. This game is famous due to the massive online battles between clans and even countries, with over 3 million players fighting in these battles together. So download the game from the links in the description below the video and get 200 gold for a fast and successful start. So check out the game, download it, there's a link in the description. Enjoy today's video.
I'm on the fence if I want to fix it.
Runs and drives and gets shitty gas mileage, I can't see why it's a perfectly doable car. Was it like an 04? 06. And what's like a Mannheim number on this car?
78.
7800? Yeah.
It's not
This
crazy.
car used to be like a $200,000 car, right?
Yeah, it was like 190 something. AC works. Locks don't work, radio doesn't work.
I mean, that could be one of the most heavily depreciated, like, working cars on the planet. All right, so here we are with a S65 AMG. You may remember I raced one of these, who knows, maybe even this car, against a Murcielago, and we had 4 people in the car, and it was still door to door. That car at the time, and it was about 06, it was about the right time, was a almost $200,000 car. Now, this one was $3,750. I'm trying to figure out why. That seems too cheap. There we go. This is a twin turbo 12, right? Yep. Twin turbo 12, which is not fuel efficient in the slightest, but probably the fastest car that you're going to buy and even chip and modify for $4 grand. I mean, the modifications are going to cost more than the car, even just doing the boost and everything. But front bumper's cracked. Just to look around, I'm just trying to wrap my head around why this car is so cheap. It does have 150,000 miles on it, which doesn't really mean anything in the land of Mercedes. If the engine was knocking, that would be one thing. But I mean, look, is this heated seats back here?
Yeah. And the massage still works in the front.
The massage seats still work. I mean, that's nice. This is a nice, comfortable, I mean, boss car. I mean, this was a baller car in its day.
Oh, hold on. So the trunk latch is kind of broken, or the hinge is broken.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking all easy fixes here.
So that hinge is broken right there if you want to get a shot of that.
What's broken? The
Right here.
Oh, I see. Yeah, but again, this bolts on. This is a very easy fix. This piece here is broken. That is not a game changer as far as a car. I look at it as how much can I spend to fix this car and have a perfectly working S65, which was a $200,000 car. And if the answer is like 3 or 4 grand in miscellaneous parts and the detail and some suspension pieces, then that's sort of the buy of the century. But not if, and I didn't know that the actual whatchamacallit was so low, the actual resale value. This has got to have the most depreciation. I mean, you're talking it's worth, what is it, it's 2.5% of its original value at 5 or 7 grand. So you have a car that's literally worth nothing at that point in time. No car, that is the equivalent of a Chevy Volt being worth like $70. It makes no sense. It's just like to wrap your head around that. It's still a Mercedes. It's only 11 years old, but this thing depreciated 97.5% in 11 years at 10,000 miles a year, which isn't even a lot of driving in a Mercedes. That's sort of just, it was designed as a badass daily driver.
Power folding mirrors still work. The vented seats up front.
These aren't working. Let me shut the door maybe. Yeah, none of the electronics in the door are working.
Try it now.
Well, you got your little mirror back here. Hey, how you doing? That's what they look like. You can't see that. Try that.
Yeah. Nothing.
So, but that could be a fuse because none of this would scare me away, especially buying it for under $4,000. This should be an electric sunshade, I think.
The back one's electric. I haven't tried that either.
Yeah, well, this is here. Oh, or is this the window mode? No, the windows don't work back there.
Your sunshade doesn't work either. It's probably a couple pump fuses.
Yeah. But I mean, it's not nasty. It's not like this thing is gross. I wouldn't be like, I would go riding along all day in this thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I saw the car, I was really surprised.
Is there an accident? 5 accidents?
2 accidents. The front bumper, and then it was rear-ended. So the trunk lid was replaced, and it got sprayed into both quarters.
Again, this is pretty baller car for sub. Even if you told me this car was 20 grand, I'm like, that's a nice car for 20 grand. I think we have possibly the performance luxury deal of the century at $3,750. Now, I'm going to put this video up and you're automatically going to be getting like, hey, I'll give you 5 grand for it. Which you may take. Smart people do that. Like hey, yeah, I'll take.
I might just take it to Fairfield and let some guys beat each other up over it and ship it to a third world country,
or
too.
Go to, if you go to CarMax, they may offer you $500. They don't pay well. I've learned. I've wasted my time. But yeah, I mean, it purrs. It needs a couple of little things for suspension. If it needs brakes, they could probably be
Look at how
expensive.
little the front rotors are.
Yeah, the front rotors are pretty caked. But that's the problem a lot of exotic cars have, and especially like McLaren, that they make the replacement parts so expensive that when the car is not worth much, any maintenance totals out the car effectively.
Yeah.
Now,
The rotors on this thing are $2 grand.
yeah. Too bad they don't use the same rotors as the SL or McLaren. I've got those. But they're $25,000 a piece. But there you have it. Not a bad car. I mean, it could clean up real nice. If you see this thing driving down the road without being slammed, you would not think that this car was $3,750. I honestly didn't. When you say you bought it for $3,750, I'm like, dude, that's still got to be a $30,000 or $40,000 car. So you got it for half price, and I'm floored that this car has taken such a depreciation hit, because it's not a bad car.
No.
The only thing that could possibly result in that is if it was like a fire car, like a flood car, anything like that. Or in this situation, I just think the parts are more expensive and the maintenance is more expensive than the car's worth, so that scares everybody away.
Yeah.
And the car's effectively worth nothing. But it's a good looking nothing. So here we have the title, and we'll just edit out whatever we have to. Here the mileage on the title, because this is a one-owner car. This is one guy put 150,000 miles on it in 11 years. This guy paid $200,000 and lost $200,000. But that's clean title. Obviously, it's not a salvage title or anything like that, not rebuilt. And then if you look, I mean, the VIN number is fine, $3,750 as is. If you're buying an S65 for $3,750, I think you know it's as is. But paperwork lines up for all you naysayers at the beginning of the video being like, bullshit, clickbait, not clickbait. Just, I don't get it. I really don't. That's a hell of a lot of car for $3,750. Like, you have to start doing comparisons. Like, I'll let you guys take this over in the comments, but think of the cars out there that if they were selling for, and just pick the same like time period, because you pick a car from the 60s that sold for $4 grand doesn't count. But think about that. Think about a car in the last 10 years that is worth now effectively 2.5% of what it sold for new. That would put, let's see, a Lamborghini Murcielago would be like 7 grand. It defies logic. Yeah, I needed verification. I wasn't buying that. So if you guys are interested in a car like this, or this very specific car, check the link in the description below. I'll put either an email address or an Instagram account you can go hook up, and you can start making your offers. This is a great fixer-upper daily driver, like extra car. It doesn't need a lot of cleanup work, and it looks real nice, and as long as it drives, and I don't want to drive it with the suspension like this. But again, all easy, relatively easy fixes if you're a mechanic and know what you're doing. You could probably get out the door, let's say $1,500, and you have a perfectly working, good-looking S65 AMG. And an S65 is the top of the of the AMGs. I mean, that's up there. If you don't count the McLaren, but that's not really an AMG. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed this little detour. And I will catch you tomorrow or in the next video, whatever comes first.